In fact, I actually want to make a lot of money. I want to do this and this, and to buy my new car I need to do this and this. I want to do everything that I actually want. Okay, that's a joke. So what's up, dude? Welcome back to YouTube channel. It's your boy Video back in this video. So I want to share something so important. I want to share the easiest way on how to make more money in the markets. This is an easy way. Okay, so just be sure to milk your broker. For any broker you're actually using, be ready to milk them, get the money out of them, and be like, okay. So this strategy is called scaling in. I'm going to be showing you how you can basically scale in more positions so you can kill these markets big time, because facts are, if you actually don't know how to scale in positions, it's a bit so hard like to make too much money, because you're going to find you are in a winning position and you don't know what to actually scale in a position. So you'll be like, okay, let my broker enjoy it. So I'm going to be basically showing you this. So if you like the video, of course, please make sure you hit the like button. Okay, smash the subscribe button, of course, to see our community grow. So we are going to slide into the chats without any further ado. Just keep watching the video, and of course check the link in the description below for the recommended broker, and let's get this. Alright guys, so I'm going to be showing you how you can actually scale in more positions. Okay, so basically some of you might be asking, now what's scaling in? So scaling in is actually adding more positions, let's say, to a winning trade. These positions are always added after the first trade has actually been in profits. So I'm going to be illustrating something real quick for you guys so you can understand the real concept. So currently we are on Euro AUD and on the H1. So the first thing that you have to take note of is it should be a trend. Okay, it should be a trend. It should be a trend. Let's say it's an uptrend. It's an uptrend or a downtrend. Okay, a downtrend. So it all depends. If you have taken a buy on the uptrend, a sell on the downtrend, it's all fine. Now the next thing that you have to consider is the first positions. The first positions should be in profits. Okay, you have to ensure that the first positions that you had opened up earlier are actually in profits. You shouldn't scale in more positions when the other trades are still in losses. Okay, now let me show you something real quick here. So we are going to look at such an example. So scaling in is actually always done on pullbacks. I've not typed this. Scaling in more positions. Oh, sorry. Should be done on pullbacks. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you how pullbacks actually happen around the stuff. Okay, so let's start right away. So the trend should be established. It should be either an uptrend or a downtrend. Okay, this being our first point, it should be an uptrend or downtrend. Just like in this particular case, this is an uptrend already, because we can see higher highs and higher lows forming, right? We can see that this is an uptrend already. This is an uptrend. Okay, so this is an established trend, so it means we would have taken buys. So we are going to see why you'd actually scale in. So we are going to start right away. Let me delete everything first. So I'm going to assume that let's say we had opened up a trade at this point. Let's say we had actually bought at this point, buy, let's say 0.04 lot size, anything. Okay, so assuming we had actually bought at this particular level, so this means that our trade would have gone into profits. You can see, so these are profits, a good number of pips on here, right? So when it moves all these pips here, you are in profit. But now one thing that you guys have to know is that the markets always move in a push phase, then a pullback, a push phase, then a pullback, a push phase, then a pullback, a push phase, right? So these levels here are called pullbacks. It's actually pulling back to regain more momentum. So you can see, let's say we assume that we had actually bought at this point. You can see that it pushed. Okay, it pushed and then had to pull back. Okay, had to pull back. But remember, this trade initially was in profits, more profits, but when it pulls back, the profit is going to reduce because it's kind of going into the opposite direction. Now this is where we actually do the scaling in. This is where we actually scaling in positions. Okay, this is where it actually happens. So you just have to wait you have to wait for the pullback to actually happen with the other trade being in profits, so you can scale in. So at this point here, you would add in one more position. But one thing to emphasize is you have to add in a position smaller than your first position. Let's say you had opened 0.04 lot size initially. At this point, you can add in 0.01. That's fine, okay? You just have to add in a position. So that means now when the market is done with the pullback, good, now you are going to kill the markets big time. Remember, you had the first position running, now you have this second position running, so now you'll have two positions. Now this one that was actually in a kind of a drawdown, now it's going to get back into huge profits with these positions that with the positions that you had actually entered on the pullback in profits. You guys understand the concept? So we are basically looking at the pullbacks, and it's where we are making entries, right? So let me show you something real quick here. Let me illustrate real quick. So this is how I would basically illustrate it. Let's say let me just in an uptrend, then a pullback, uptrend, pullback, uptrend, pullback, uptrend. So these regions here are called push phases. Push phase, that's a push phase, okay? And then these other regions in here, these ones here, these ones are called pullbacks, okay? These are called pullbacks. Good. So basically the concept is you just have to learn how to identify the pullbacks, but these pullbacks of course can be easily identified. One thing that you actually have to always emphasize and take note of is that whenever the market is in a given trend, let's say an uptrend or downtrend, it's always going to pull back to regain more momentum to push up, right? Let's assume it's in a downtrend. Let me adjust this a little bit. Let's assume it's in a downtrend. Push down, pull a little bit back up, push down, pull a little bit back up, push down, pull a little bit back up, push down. Again, these are the regions. Now this is going to be the pullback, this is going to be the pullback, and then this is going to be the push phase down here. The push phase, just like that, okay? Just like that. So it means I would be scaling in more positions at these points here, at these points here, at these points here, at these points here, okay? Easy concept. So it means when you had actually opened up a position initially and then you scale in one more position at this point, now you are going to have two positions all in profits running, right? So guess what? Your broker is going to cry. He's going to cry because you are basically killing them big time, okay? So let's get back to a chart so we can see something better. So I'm going to scale down to, let's say, M15 so we can see. So I'm going to adjust this to M15. Good. These pullbacks are easily observed from smaller time frames. Let's say M15, let's say M5, but M15 is actually better. So check this out for you. So you can see that at least this is so crystal clear. You can see that the market is let's start from this point. You can see that it's pushing up and then pulling back. This is a point to scale in our position. Then you can see that the push phase is big, okay? And then it's breaking the previous level, so it's coming back for a pullback. I would scale in one more position here. The push phase is back on, pullback, push phase, pullback, push phase. Let me again mark out the points where to scale in. So we have this, we have this, we have this, we have this. So all the regions that I've actually marked out are the regions of scaling in. That's why you actually scale in more positions so you can kill the markets big time. So scaling in is always so important. One thing that I actually want to emphasize again is you have to scale in a position when the other trades are actually in profits, okay? And then that trend should be established. You shouldn't actually scale in a position when the trade is still in losses, or when the trade is actually the markets are so consolidating, no clear direction. No, don't scale in, okay? Because it's going to put the whole of you on tension. So you have to just wait for a very clear trend. Let's say it's an uptrend or downtrend. Wait for such a clear trend so you can scale in positions, okay? Then one more thing that I actually want to emphasize is you shouldn't be selfish. Okay, don't be selfish. So it means that if you had actually had some positions running and you are getting into deeper profits, now at some point you can now start closing these the positions down. You can start closing some of the positions that you actually opened up, and then let the ones that you just opened to keep running. So you are basically banking some profits already and letting other positions to keep running. Hope you guys can get the clear idea. So let's check it real quick on some other given currency pair. Let's say GBP JPY. Let me delete this is good. Again, remember, first option is to find a clear trend. Okay, let's say you're buying in the uptrend or selling the downtrend. You just have to find a clear trend, just like in this case here. I can see we have this. It's a clear downtrend. Let me adjust this a little bit. It's a clear downtrend. So you can see that it was actually pushing down. Oh, sorry. You can see that it was actually pushing down and then coming back for a pullback. This is a region to scale in one more sell. It's pushing down and then coming back for a pullback. You can see this region here. So I would have scaled in more sales at this point. More sales. Just stop loss a little bit up. Then set a take profit of about 1 2 3 RR. So you guys can see the basic concept. That's the main concept behind scaling in more positions. This is also important, and I emphasize that you guys actually use this strategy because it's going to help you maximize your profits. In fact, it's going to help you maximize your profits. And of course, that's what I had for you guys. If you guys liked the video, of course, please make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button. And I'm out for now, guys. See you in another video.